Good evening and welcome to the Hobby Corner with myself, Kev. How you doing? Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. I hope you had a fantastic Diwali if you celebrate that, and for us Brits, I hope you enjoyed Bonfire Night too. What a weekend! It's been something. So yeah, I forgot that Friday was Guy Fawkes Night / Bonfire Night, and yeah, I wanted to do something with the kids, so we did something with the kids, and it was good. So yeah, I hope you're well. I hope you're doing all right. Believe it or not, I actually got a video out this week as well. So look out for that. That's going to be cool. I think I'll put it live tomorrow. But if you are one of those fantastic people who have either donated through Buy Me a Coffee or are a member of Buy Me a Coffee, then you would have, as of this morning, had early access to that video. It's just one of the many perks that you can enjoy when you support the channel that little bit extra. Let me just sort the gain out on this a bit. There we go. Got the sweet spot. There's the sweet spot. Anyway, how are you all doing? I hope you're all right. So yes, it has been an interesting weekend, but let me know what you got up to. Let me know what you've done, hobby wise or otherwise. Tonight is going to be something different again. I know I haven't got my delivery yet, but because of the supply and demand, you know, and me being the furthest away, I guess, from where they are set up, as opposed to, you know, where the stuff gets shipped out. I always seem to get this stuff last, which is really, really upsetting, especially when I'm trying to do a YouTube channel, man. But yeah, I'm definitely getting it sometime this week. So, and hopefully, I'm really hoping, this is cheeky, but I'm really hoping I get the issue 10 with the wrong miniatures in it. So for those who don't know, quite a few people have been getting issue 9 and 10 in their delivery, and issue 10 has got the exact same sprue for some people as issue 9. Now normally that wouldn't be a problem, except that there is actually two parts to that unit of 10 warriors, and one sprue has 4 and the other sprue has 6, and of course the one with 4 has 2 scarabs and the one with 6 has 1 scarab. So actually it's 4.5 and 5.5, but you know. So yeah, as a result, some people haven't been getting a full squad of 10, but it's okay, because you know, if you get that wrong, you can contact Hachette. They'll put you on the list. They're collecting as much data on who's been affected by it as possible, and then they're trying to rectify it. So who knows, we might get a new issue sent out, or they might put it in, they might put the sprue in another issue later on with paints. Who knows? I don't know how they're going to sort it out, but if they do sort it out, it might just be one of two things: either those who are affected get a replacement, or they just do it across the board like they did with the bases for Mortal Realms when they screwed that up with the Harridans. But yes, that's it. So tonight I'm going to be fixing up some bits, because you can't really see, but I put some little shelves for some paints on there, and I use like these cable tacks, which, because they got little hoops on them, so I use the cable tacks to hold them on, but that required some hammering, and me being lazy as I am, I didn't remove the miniatures from the shelf up there, so I whacked it twice, everything fell off, and we've got some broken bits and pieces. I did use that as an opportunity to do a rearrange, so now it's strictly finished painted stuff up there, so you can have a look. There's some funky little projects I did up there, like the Grimdark, Ultramarine up there. You got the Silver Templar, Judicia, the Orc from the Orc Painting Challenge, some old bits, and then of course the little forces that you got with the premium boxes of the Mortal Realms, which is cool. And I got a few more bits to stick up there now once I glue them on. Like I need to glue the base back on this Thunderhawk gunship, which is a bit dusty, but you know, just needs a bit of super glue just to hold it in place, really, because it's pinned, but it's just wobbly. So we'll be doing that, and then we'll get on to painting, so hopefully it won't be taking too long. But I know, like, people have been going on about it for ages. They've been going on, why are you using the Citadel glue? It's rubbish, blah blah blah, with the little nozzle. You need to use the Tamiya stuff, blah 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 blah. Well, I happened to be in a Hobbycraft today, and I saw they had Tamiya Extra Thin. They had two versions, the quick setting one and the regular one. So I got the quick setting one, so I thought, why the hell not? So we'll give it a go. I mean, apparently the little brush thing is why it's so special. But you know what? I remember back in days when Games Workshop had a little brush with their glues, and it was just rubbish, you know, kept clopping up and stuff. But anyways, let's get to it, shall we? Let's have a look and see who's in the chat and say hello to you all. So we've got Karen Commissar coming in straight in there. How you doing, mate? We've also got Void Captain Bazooka. How you doing? Karen Commissar came back. Awesome. How you doing? We've got Total Nova in there as well. Gonna have popcorn and finish the Night Haunts. Awesome. I've been enjoying the little updates you've been posting to me, so keep that up. We've got Robert Evans in there with For the Network, Superfly. Hope you're well. We've got Russ Matthews. How you doing, mate? I hope you're well. We've got Dan Brown as well. Just in time as well. Man, you can pop in anytime. It's all good. Just make sure you leave a like, you know. Come on, that's the least you could do. And if you're new here, you can throw down a subscribe as well. That's always awesome. And we got Philip Bond in there as well. Ooh, how you doing? Mine arrived today, and I have duplicate 2 Scarab sprues in my issue 9s and 10. Correct bases though. So yeah, definitely get on top of that. Let the Hatcher know, and eventually they'll sort it out. So let's see. Nate's, how you doing, mate? Long time no see. Hope you're well. Oh no, it's bloody Kev. Well, excuse me, it's bloody Nate's, isn't it? Kev, you should nail your models down so they don't. I'm not gonna nail them down. Jeez, what? They're not crows, and this is not the Tower of London. I ain't gonna nail nothing down except hooks for my little swingy little paint racks. Oh, we got the Bard in there as well. Get your mags. Yeah, I can't wait, mate. Where'd you get the shelf from? I think Poundland or something like that. It was a long time ago we got these little shelf things. And I've just, like, I put the extra stuff that I got in there, and I just slid them under the shelf there for ages. But I just decided, you know what, I actually want to make use of it, get the paints on there. So yeah, hopefully that's all right. So use the Karen Commissar uses the Revel one. Ah, yeah, no, I see a lot of that. They go quite cheap, don't they? But there's tons of that just knocking about in the Airfix section. I have a quick setting one as well. Works very well. Nice. The bar says it sucked. Okay. Super glue had the brush. That was it. It was the super glue. Yeah, and it just clumped up. It wasn't that great. Hashir are aware of it. They just haven't said what they'll do about it. That's true. That is very true. But hopefully something will be sorted out. Who knows? Especially because they would have had all of the stock to fulfill those issues, but now what's happened is a large chunk of issue 9's sprues have gone into issue 10's, which means there are going to be some shortage for issue 9 eventually. I don't think there will be, to be fair though, because they would have, for the first like 20 issues they overprint, you know, with some exceptions, and it all depends on how much stock Games Workshop have and how much they can print out. But yeah, you know, we'll see. Limpus Canis, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. I've got mine Friday, all built, just 10 troops to paint and 30 more. Oh, good luck, mate. Good luck. Should have gone to IKEA. Not those shells, the one on your wall. Got them from those ones are actually from IKEA, and it's not on the wall. That's not on the wall. It's actually one of these. I got a spare one that I was thinking of putting up there, but I can't have my lamp up there otherwise. And what you could do, it's got holes in the back and nails, and essentially you can just slide them into position, and then the idea is you get like little wooden dolls, and you get little plastic ladders to go on there, and you make like a diorama of it, and you stick it on the wall for the kids. And we did that, and the kids just kept knocking everything down. They're worse than cats. So I took over them, but what I've done is I've drilled and screwed that into the back of this shelf, so it's sturdy. And I got the bottom shelf. If you have a look, the bottom shelf is resting on top to give it that extra rigidity. So yeah, it doesn't wobble around. You know, it's quite sturdy. It's quite sturdy. Oh god, you can see all my wife's crap. There you go. Oh, sorry, I mean business stock. Anyways, I think we're all caught up, aren't we? You even got the binder. Nice one. How's the binder? Hope it looks alright. Tried doing the issues, but they screwed me around a lot. I had to chase them up every month. They were fine taking my money though. Mate, I'm sorry, man. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it was very rare, but those who did get messed about got screwed up big time. So I can only you know, try and understand how crappy that must be. Just never got issue 2. Had to grab them from the shops. Ah, well, okay. That's interesting. You didn't get issue 2. Lucky like a good one. Ah, okay, cool, man. Also had to wait until late to ring them from Australia, so it was no. Yeah, no, they actually those people in the call center, they have a very long day. They come in at 7 o'clock in the morning. That's when they start, and then they work all the way through until it closes. Nice 12-hour shift on the phone. Oh, that's tough. Not as tough as, you know, like a 12-hour shift on your feet in retail, but it's still, I'd say, mentally draining. But anyways, how about we get some stuff done, shall we? So, gonna do fancy transition. I hope you all got your bin juice ready as well. We're gonna get some musics on. And you know, this is a good way of just recapping on some. Oh, that's really loud in my ear. It's a really good way of recapping on some of the projects that I've done. Okay, I need the super glue. Where are you? There we go. So, for those who never saw it, this was almost a year ago. I had an awesome legend in the community 3D print me one of these. It was long before Games Workshop even declared that they were going to do one of these for the Aeronautica, and you know, like he did like really tiny scale for epic. It was epic scale. So there's a rhino, there's a little ultramarine climbing out. So like I got whole fast units of these, got tons of these. Got some like cool tanks going on. That's a project I should finish. I've got loads of dreadnoughts with that as well. That's crazy. But anyways, I just need to get some super glue on this. So I'm going to use that pin to actually break whatever dry glue there is. I know it looks a bit, you know. You need one or two. Yeah, they're kind of cool, man. The problem is, though, if they do, like, what I would suggest is get some magnetic strips. And you know, like, people store them in, like, cases with the magnet strips. Do the exact same thing. Put some strips along the shelf, and then, bing, pop them on there, and then they won't fall down. I'm cheap, and I don't have a lot of money anyways. So, I'm not doing that. I was thinking maybe I should put some double-sided tape down, but that'll just get all dusty. It'll just literally be a dust trap. So I'm not going to do that either. What has happened to this glue? I used it the other day and it was perfectly fine. And now it's gone all clumpy. Boo! Why? Why are you like this to me? It's ring binder with some bits of paper in it. Got 10 issues in it, probably take another 10. Well, I mean, they're designed to have about 20 issues worth of content in there. And you can either split it so that you have 1 to 20, 21 to 40, so on and so forth, like that in each binder, because you get 4 across the collection, like we've seen in the other 2 collections. Or you can split it so you have 1 for lore, 1 for building and painting, 1 for playthroughs. But the lore one you'd probably have to split into 2 because that's quite a lot to take in. You got a lot of factions in this one as well now. So there we go. Bloop. Gonna have to get some more super glue. Don't lean, don't lean. There we are, that's the sweet spot. So that was a lot of fun to paint, and I used the transfers as well from the Space Marine because it's just the right size. So that was a lot of good fun doing that. Right, pop that on. No, don't pop that on. Now this one I did as an experiment to try and bring a bit of grimdark to Age of Sigmar. It was my first attempt at doing anything grimdark, and I really enjoyed it. You know, like he's got that big thick blob of blood just dripping from it. He's obviously taken some damage, so you know, like the lightning essence is leaking out. He's heavily like just battle worn, you know, there's chips and scrapes everywhere. I've done rust effects and stuff like that to make it look like he's been, because originally this miniature was released as part of the Warhammer Quest Silver Tower box, so I wanted it to look like he'd been stuck in there for a long time and he just wants it over and done with. And it was inspired by the oh, where is it? It's not on the wall at the moment. I gotta put it back up. But you know the big Stormcast poster where it's got the Stormcast dude with the big battered up shield and that sort of inspired me for this. So because I'm doing it onto paint, I have to use super glue because plastic glue would just make the paint underneath go sludgy. Sure, that's that. It is all good. The issues I got were good, but I do have plenty of minis at the moment and 3D printing does not help. Yeah, I can imagine. It's kind of like having all you can, like, you know, like full access to like like wholesale sweets and you're a child, you know, you can buy in the boxes of sweets for cheap and you just nom 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 nom. It still costs you a bit of money, but you have that free access to it. So that must take a lot of will. Especially because I have seen quite a lot of really good sculpts out there. And it's great for like conversions and stuff like that. So really handy tool. Spooko do a 3D printing bit a week, a weekend. Some awesome Elder to 3D print from Canny Mines, but very nice space elves. What box set from Sisters is in the mag? So I believe what you get from the Sisters is what you got from the Sisters box, you know, like the limited run that they did back when the Sisters got released. And the AdMech is essentially the stuff that you get in the Battle Force minus the tank. So that's that. I printed an army for $30 worth of resin. Whoosh. Wait, was it 10 mil army by any chance? There we go. So you can go back up there. Right at place. Have some of those witch owls facing the other way. Witch owls. They're not witch owls, they're spite revenants, that's it. There we go. Right, what's next? So this dude, I never finished him. Like, I got close to finishing. This guy was just more of an experiment. I did this when they first came out. And that was my first attempt at wet blending a power sword. I look at the lightning effect on that, yeah. I cannot, for the life of me, redo that effect like that to save my life. I just can't. I just can't. This is the closest I got to it. Look at the difference there. Though to be fair, the one on the right I did in my own time, and the one on the left I did on the live stream. So, you know, push for time sort of thing. But yeah. Upsets me a bit actually, because he looks so cool. But I never finished him. Look, he's even missing the power pack. It's in the Indomitus box. But yeah. And then I did this little conversion, didn't I? Because I had a spare Lord Relictor. So I wanted to make him look like a Silver Templar Ancient. So I put a sword in his hand instead of the hammer. Put some spare bits like, you know, like a holster and all that. Lots of purity seals. Cut off the shoulders as well. Covered them up with regular shoulder pads. And yeah, just lots of purity seals everywhere. It's quite an easy one to do, to be honest. I did scrape off whatever details I didn't want, and then I had to paint on the Aquila. But I think it makes him look more fancy. So that was that. See, another example of not quite getting the blade right. So let's try this. I'm gonna need to scrape some of that off. 28 mil. Oh, cool. Raging Heroes did some nice space elves, but wish they'd gone their own direction instead of copying Games Workshop. I mean, that's how they get their money, isn't it? Really. making close enough knockoffs. Otherwise people wouldn't be too interested. Okay. So I'm just filing away some of the old melted plastic. Gets rid of some of that old residual glue, and it roughens up the 2 points as well, so that the bonding is more natural. And I'm going to try this new quick setting cement. Oh, that's such an awkward position, because I don't want to start scraping the paint off there. There we go. All right. I do like this though. I just like how cool it looks. And of course you can use it as a weapon as well, just smack someone over the head with it. Oh, sorry. Hello, Zero Honor, by the way. Glad you can make it. I read your comment and then just realised who it was from. Hope you're well. Like the spider tank. Oh well, I already have the start collecting box. You already got the start collecting, and you don't really need it. Okay. Oof, that stuff is strong. Whew. Oh, now I see why people say get it. It ain't because it's a better glue for gluing. Damn, son. Okay, so just hold it for a moment. Let's see how quick it is. Ah, not that quick. I was misled. I was lied to. Maybe I didn't have enough. There you go, natural blob. Oh my god, it's like nail varnish. Or nail varnish remover even. Shouldn't smell like that. There we go. Now let's see. Does it stay? This is why you get the glue. Whee! Time it makes you spacey. Well, you're about to see the hobby corner become the real THC center. What I mean. There's a lot of GW print files out there, and yes, you can print yourself a full authentic GW army, but for me, I use 3D printer for Patreon sculpts. I pay for and my own sculpts. That's cool, man. That is good to support those legitimate sculptors out there, rather than IP thieves. It's no brainer about IP. It's and people say about pricing and everything, and it's like, it's not a necessity, it's a hobby, it's a luxury. Don't really need it. So complaining about the price, you know, at the end of the day, you don't need the latest thing. You don't need to collect everything. Just get what you like as and when you like it, and that's it. There's no rush. It's only a rush if you're in the competitive tournament scene. That's the only reason to complain, because you're constantly pumping out different armies every year. So yeah, let's see. I mean, I wouldn't say it was quicker than Games Workshop glue, but we'll see how it holds up. But there we go. So there's my Silver Templar Ancient that I did. That is actually covering up some damage as well, like from cutting off like the chest bit. So you can go up there up with the 40k stuff and putting the 40k stuff on the top shelf. Top banana. Actually, I'll move those little orcs over, just so he's got something behind him, because he's taller. Alright, let's get it done. Get a window open, or just get lit. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, Australia get hit really hard just by import fees, full stop, from everyone. Whether or not that would change one day, like if the Kanzuk thing ever takes off, that would really be beneficial. Could have a nice free trade agreement going on there between Canada, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. And that will open up the European markets more to Australia, the American markets more to the rest of the world, and it'll open up the Asian markets a bit more to us over here, because of course Australia have quite extensive trade deals with Japan and China and all that, so see how that goes. Who knows, one day it might actually be cheaper for you guys. Who am I kidding? Finish it. You think I would print GGO stuff all the time? Yeah, I mean, well, I'm sure it's tempting. I'm sure the temptation is there, but it just doesn't feel legit, you know? It's like getting knockoff designer clothes. You know, like if you ever grew up in a neighborhood like mine, right? And there was a lot of pressure for kids to go to school with like Nike and Adidas and stuff like that, right? I'd be there with my cheap ass high tech shoes that you could get from Woolworths, because Woolworths was the thing still back then. And yeah, everyone, like, you'd have like tons of kids in Nikes and everything, but you could tell that some of them had knockoff just to and they didn't quite look right, and it would fall apart in like seconds. But it was all about keeping face, you know. Are not just the import fees, it is honestly just Games Workshop wanting more for the product. I mean, that just seems like a shot in the foot though, doesn't it? Like, wouldn't they just outprice themselves? Or is it based on the GDP of Australia? Because if it's based on the GDP of Australia, then I get it, because Australia's got pretty decent GDP, but you know, thanks to the mining and everything. But yeah, so that's gonna go in there now. Alright, 10 years and we'll all be 3D printing. The price keeps coming down. I mean, I could see it sort of getting to a point, but I don't think it's going to be cheap. I think it's going to be like consoles. You know, like consoles were quite a lot for their time, but affordable. And then as the years go on, as the tech gets better, the price still goes up, and then it settles down, and then it goes up again with the next gen, and then it settles down. So I think it's going to be like that. I don't think it's just going to keep coming down. I think at the moment you're seeing the quality ones get as cheap as the quality ones will ever get, and then after that it's going to be it is just going to sit around that time, and then you're just going to get the old outdated ones that where the quality isn't quite there anymore be like under 100. Kind of like you can get an emulator, like a Sega Mega Drive emulator or PlayStation emulator for like less than 50 quid, like not even that, like 30 quid, and it'll have like buttloads of games on it. But if you were to get that at the height of the release, that would have set you back hundreds and hundreds. Oh, I didn't put enough. This stuff dries too quick. Doesn't help that the room is a bit warm. Either that or I'm hallucinating from the fumes, and I've been chatting for half an hour. Alright, our funnel needs to take the kids to school. Ah, alright, you have a good night, mate. Well, you have a good day. Good day, mate. Isn't it strange to think that someone who was watching this show was watching it from tomorrow? Huh? There's a mind fuck for you guys. Alright, let's play some funky tunes. Alright, so that's all glued on. Nice and easy. People crying about that not working. Now, I primed this before I realised that one bit had fallen off. And I can't remember how the frat it goes. Does it go along like that? I think it went under there like that, and then that sat there like that. That was it. So I'm gonna have to paint that up. That's alright. Sheesh. Get your Tamiya thin cement as soon as you can, and then your little FX will be flying in real life along with you in it. Yeesh. Hey, Raven, how you doing, mate? Hope you're well. Yes, Nate's is the future man. There we go. Sorted. Fixed. Next. I like fixing stuff, it's kind of cathartic, you know? So, what are people's thoughts on the Christmas gobbo? I think it looks fun. It's a lot more animated than the first one, which I missed out on, but I wasn't too bothered by missing out on it. You know, you get hit by the FOMO when it comes to these timed exclusives, and it's just like, do I really need it? Am I actually going to miss it? And once you step outside the hype of it, you actually think, you know what, it was alright. Oh man, I can't get this to sit right. Come on, mate. There you go. Not quite right, but it will do. Just looks so wrong. You know? Just doesn't look right to my eyes. But anyway. Okay, next up. Luckily, the way this one broke, you can see there's a little bit of plastic jutting out from the core. So that acts as like a pinning. So all we've got to do, bloop blop blop there and bloop blop blop there. God, this stuff really runs everywhere as well. Got to be careful with that. It goes everywhere on the miniature. That's one negative I could think of about this thin stuff, apart from the fact that Jesus Christ, does it kick up on fumes. Ugh. Love it. It's better than last year's Bugman's one. Yeah, that one was a little bit lackluster, wasn't it? I didn't even finish painting it. I just got like some metallics down and then I was like, never got back to it. I've always wanted, since the Carriage and Overlords were a thing, I've always wanted to start that, but the thing is, it's got a lot of big miniatures in it, and big miniatures scare the F out of me. That's why you always see me paint the smaller stuff. And the largest thing I ever painted was a Necron monolith, and that was years and years and years ago when I was a teenager, and never painted anything that size ever again. It just, but I know once I get started on it I'll be able to finish it, but until then it's just a case of just a little blob there. I know I should use super glue for that, but screw it. I hear timed exclusives, I'm out. Fair enough. It does look cool, but I'll pass. It's just paying for a mini I'll never use when I already have a load I might use. Yeah, not bothered by the red gobbo. I might be interested if I were making a Gretchen army. Yeah, that's true. Hey, Frostophius, how you doing? Is the best Kev that hobbies in the corner. Wow, I mean, that's quite a niche thing to accolade me with, but cheers, man. Thanks. I'll take it. Thin plastic glue is meant for small areas and details. You press the parts together and then run the thin into the join where the capillary action draws the glue in. Listen, young man, and by young man I mean old geezer, how the so I'm supposed to hold this bloody thing like that and then touch the glue in the join? That ain't gonna happen, mate. No way, no way, no way. I'm doing it that way. I did it my way. So suck it. You've got the White Dwarf still sitting half done from way back in the day. Yeah, I've got quite a few. I actually have in a drawer. I have like 5 or 6 different White Dwarfs sitting in there, untouched. Not even built. Itchy nose. Now one could say, that would be worth quite a bit. But there's so many that were available, I don't think it would be worth that much. One day I'll get around to it. It was a case of I was waiting until my painting skills were good enough. But if I do that, I'm never going to paint it. You know what I mean? Ha! So, that looks pretty cool, right? Got that lot done. Shwing! I'm in a building mood. I really am in a building mood. I know it's weird. I know, like, I should finish painting this dude. I really should finish painting this dude because, you know, it's looking kind of cool. I want to paint that yellow. I want to go for the classic look. But you know what? If I build more stuff, that's less stuff to... That's more unpainted stuff on the shelf. And I've already got a shelf full of unpainted stuff. I mean, look, this is just, that's not even, I think that's about half of the Mortal Realms stuff plus the dragon. That's not all of the Mortal Realms stuff that I've got to paint, you know. I think I didn't build the Mortis engine yet, and I haven't even got the Celestial Prime yet because my direct debit got cancelled on the last issues. So still waiting for that to come through, which should come through soon. Who knows? I should paint something. Screw it, I should paint something. Let's do it. I got fresh water here just in case I change my mind. Let's do it. Oh, alright. So I reorganized my paints actually. And what I did was on this tray, which goes inside the hobby box thing, I stuck all my base paints and shades and a couple of technicals like bases, so texture paints and like Tesseract Glow stuff and medium stuff that I use regularly, right? And then I put all the duplicates and spares inside that box because I have more space without this shelf, so they're tucked away. And then I got the bits that I regularly use, you know, layers and that, on these little shelves that I stuck up. So it's all good, man. It's all good. For normal gluing, get regular plastic cement like Revel Contact. How's the skills curve, you young lazy whips? Ah, you get. Your big girls' blouse, the bigger ones are easier to paint. Oh, black bugger anyways. Yeah, look, I've had this dragon, right? Now, when Age of Sigma, like, came out, I proper got into it. I got the starter set. I got a lot of the bits and pieces. Some kits I didn't get because of course money was still a thing. But I bought up, like, when, you know, like the spare bits were going super cheap on eBay or whatever, I grabbed them to fill out the units and stuff. And then this was a Christmas present, the dragon, and I built it. I pinned the wings so that I could store it. Like, you know, I could take the head off if I wanted to. And then that's it. It just sat like that for ages on the shelf. I moved. It got put in a box. And then it only recently got out, and it's a constant reminder that I need to get to that. And I know a lot of it's just dry brushing. I could dry brush the entire thing and be done in an evening maybe. But I want to give it some special attention, you know. So I don't know. Right, let's see what the staff picks for this week is. It's always interesting to see what comes up. All right. So as I said, for those who missed out, I actually got a video up tomorrow. I put it live earlier today for those who have donated and are members to the Buy Me a Coffee thing, which is basically like Patreon, but they actually take less away from it. I think you just pay PayPal fees essentially, whereas Patreon take a little slice of it. And of course the YouTube membership, they take a big slice as well. So if I ever get that live, the only benefit really to the Facebook Live, so the YouTube membership thing is that you get the little emojis, but you could get a lot more out of the Buy Me a Coffee membership, so it's well worth checking out. So I'm just getting my brushes, make sure I get a good one. Here we go. Right, let's get that yellow painted on. So yeah, I'll start with the Evelyn Sunset, because you know this is like an absolute gift for painting yellows. Absolute gift. And I'll do the glow effects over the top once I've painted the yellow up. That's not a problem. I just got to make sure I don't let the paint run into those recesses, so I don't have to paint them again, because that would just be an absolute pain. This is kind of folksy, isn't it? There we go. Here we go. Right. Get it done. Wouldn't load it. Said error from the email link. It wouldn't load. Oh well. Hop on to the Buy Me a Coffee website and log in, and you should have a message on there, because essentially you get a copy that's emailed to you, and it should work on there. If not, I'll just send you a link in the I'll send you a link somewhere. Now I made sure I set it to private as well, not unlisted, so it should be viewable for you guys. But essentially it was a case of I spent weeks umming and ahhing and tweaking and trying to fix the Howling Griffin painting tutorial, because I just wasn't happy with it. It was using some live footage as well, because a lot of the work was done live, and audio was just weird, visuals weren't clear, and the tutorial just seemed too long. So I just cut the whole thing down and I mashed it with a bit of a tutorial for the Crimson Fist and the Ultramarine as well. So it's kind of like a tutorial, but like a talking head thing and a hobby update all in one. So I go for the miniatures that I painted, essentially up to issue 5. And there's a little bit on how I freehand painted the chapter icons as well. So covers that as well. Oh yeah, that's so much better already. Yeah. Alright. Now, it's already dried, so I'm going to get that second layer on there. There we go, nice. Sounds like in the background of this music someone is trying to crack a safe. throwing shade, are we now? This playlist is the staff picks of the week. So, it's, you know, whatever they put on the playlist. From Epidemic Sound. So they've gone from like a folksy country to sort of hip-hoppy rap. Hey, that came out alright actually. Yeah, going old school. Bad pick. Oh, stop bullying them, would ya? Right. Got this box of paints as well to go to look through. Let's get me yellows. A lot of the songs are sort of like loose knockoffs of songs that are out already as well. There we go. Bum, bum, bum. Oh dear. Pop that over there. Right. That's another point actually. I still haven't finished these lot. They were from the final premium kit. That's very naughty of me. Right, so I've got my aerial and flash gets yellow, but before I do that, I've got Reichland flesh shade. Just saying the truth. Hey, Painting Wookie, how you doing? All right, see ya, Daniel. Thanks so much for popping by, mate. Big loves. Lose the knockoffs, mediocre music. Hey, I ain't got the big YouTube money to play the real music, okay? So bugger off. Right. Go for a recess shade with this. There we go. Around those rivets as well. Let's shade those rivets. Oh no. As I've always been exposed to different music genres, you know, and like when I was through my teens, I did get a bit more rebellious, and I was a lot more into rock, metal, punk, that sort of ilk of music. But then I gravitated back to sort of having broad horizons on my music again, because there are some good songs out there that are outside of that genre, and you know, like after a while of listening to the same type of music, you can get a bit deaf to it, don't quite appreciate it anymore. And I mean, let's face it, as much as you love a genre of music, not all music that comes from it is great. Some of it can be real naff. So I try and keep it sort of fresh, and I mix it up every now and then, and I find it keeps me balanced. So bad rip-off, if bad music to start with. You kept that PG, did ya? Well, let's see. Next is Soft House, then it's India, then it's Christmas Big Band, and then it's Build Alternative. That's the genre of the next 4 songs coming up. So there you go. There are some good songs out there, but these aren't some of them. Right? That's right, man. Gotta have the monotony. Right, okay, let's get the first layer on. Arial yellow. Which is the point, actually. Gonna start a poll. Gonna start a poll. How do you... Oh, in caps. Why in caps? How do you say... Is... Yeah. Imperium. Imperium. There we go, there's a poll. I sure care. Soft House, what the fuck is Soft House? I have no idea. A tent. It's like Hard House but softer. Oh, there we go. Excellent explanation from Zero on our mate. Thank you so much. Alright, I've got my blanket down. Just for comfort, I don't need it. A tent, bravo. That's the number one dad joke style quip for the night. I don't think we could top that at all. not the Bard's reaction. I imagine he's just deadpan like a tent. Bravo. And that's it. Just how's the poll looking? Who the house is Yriel? You weirdos. Uriel is how I say it, although Americans, yeah, well, American doesn't count. They actually reinvented English because it was so difficult for the Dutch settlers and the Irish settlers and all the other settlers to have a cohesive language. So, and actually, did you know, I believe history teaches us that if it wasn't for one vote, the primary language for the US would have been German. It was one vote away from being a thing when they were electing their official first language. So could you imagine? There we go. But yeah, the USA is such a crazy place. weirdest experiment in history. Oh, I'm gonna have to reshade that bit. Never mind. Maybe I should use the smaller brush. Ah! There we go. Yeah, change the brush. Where is it? Oh no! Yeah! Rip. Oh, can I get an F in chat for that? Here, look. I'm not going to waste it. Ha! Okay. Temp music, it's legit blood. I just blew 7-Up out of my nose. I bet Hitler was gutted when he learned that. Oh no, it was long before Hitler, mate. Long before Hitler. You're looking at like... I can't remember actually when it was... when that was sorted out. Was it... when they were doing the Bill of Rights or something like that? I don't know. Could be. I could Google it, but I don't want to. So I'm gonna assume that this is the Indian version. Indian version? The India genre. Got a nice beat with the little hand drum there. There we go. I have to reshade that bit now. That red underneath is really not helping though. It's really lit it up. Drop his head off. There we go. Music so low, I can just hear it. Really? There you go. Suckers! I thought it was hard drive skipping on the Xbox. Ah.
Bells and frolic. Oh by gosh, some stalling. Eggnog.
Go fuck yourself.
Yuletide tight.
We ain't having no Christmas shit yet. It's not even December, you cunt. Sorry for the profanities there, people, but I'm sure you can all agree that what I said was perfectly in line with what the frack was going on then, and a perfectly reasonable reaction. Actually got asked yesterday by the wife, when do you think we should put the Christmas tree up? Talking about Christmas tree, it's only just gone November. What are you talking about, you weirdo? Fuck her off. No Christmas talk until December. It's one thing that it's in the shops, and okay, I get it, right? They need to get people buying up stuff, you know, like, because you got to think about it as paydays before Christmas, yeah? End of this month is the last payday before Christmas, unless you get paid before Christmas in December, but by then you won't actually have time to buy anything. So they want you to buy the stuff in October and November, so they start advertising Christmas then, which is fine, that's fair. But it just seems a bit much at times. Like, advertise the Christmas stuff, fine. Don't be playing Mariah freaking Carey in September. No effing way. You try that shit with me? You're asking for trouble. I'll just do that. There we go, easier. Haha, there we go. Classic style. I just need to tidy it up, do some glow effects. Booyah. Love it. Alright, let's see what you all voted on the poll. Only 62% of you say Ariel. 12% of the votes says Wairiel. And a quarter of you are just fucking around. Excellent. Excellent. So 2 people messing around. We can guess who that is. Bonfire night's over now, so it's Christmas now. Come on, Kev. Don't be silly, mate. It was Christmas before Bonfire night. What are you on about? Thank you, correct. Damn. Have it still. Have time for Christmas. You're right, there's bloody Christmas movies on TV already. Oh, what? Come on now. Leave it out, you bastard. You bastard guy. You bastard. Alright. Okay, so I need to touch up the Reichland. Yeah, that right. Just where I overspilled in the recesses. Yes. Just reshading those rivets as well. What I do is I pop my palm down. It'll just take away the top bit, even whatever's in the recesses. Whoosh, like that. Sweet. Now for some glow. So I got the Nylic oxide. Oh, yeeks. Better shake. There we go. So I'm just painting around the area of the coils to give off that glow effect, and of course we're going to have to do along here as well. Now what I need to do is take the excess out of the coils because they're nicely painted, so I don't want that to be ruined, and it should leave behind the first bit of Nylic oxide that I want to keep around the edges. There we go. Right. Ugh. Don't eat that. Yuck. Right. What's the time? Oh, it's 20 past. Okay, so let's fix up the lead belcher situation there. There we go. I'll do a little touch up there. And this bit down here. To the back here, which I missed out in the first place. Wait. Getting somewhere now. I think my brush control is starting to get a little bit better now. Now that I'm getting back into painting, because I kept skipping a lot of the painting for the Mortal Realms magazine. So I don't want the same thing to happen with this one. There we go. Oh, right. Okay. Right. Let's get the non-oil. You can go back there. You can go back there. So make sure I put the paints back so I don't end up with a mess. So, and non-oil in there. Be careful not to get onto the yellow, because if we get on the yellow, then it's just gonna make it look a bit ugh. Know what I mean? Right. I like this tune. This tune is one of the bangers from Epidemic. I like to heavily shade my metallics as well. There we go. Right, that's that done. Easy. Kev's keeping it Ariel blood. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. How dare you? There we go. So look at that. It's already looking tons better, right? I'm actually excited by that. I'm actually excited by that. That's so bad. Right, so we need to sort out the whites now. So, oh, there I go, starting on American politics again. I'm joking, I'm joking. Blame it on the glue. Alright, so we need a good way to shade it is using the Apothecary White contrast. So I just need to get a real good shake. Alright, before the next song starts, I'm just going to treat you to a little bit of ASMR. Oh, yeah. Almost there. Almost there. Oh, my arm is burning. Ah, it's ready. There we go. Perfect. Alright, partner. Gotta keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. Alright. Straight in there. Into its recesses. Like that. So I'd have to repaint the white. Or actually, you know what, I'm just going to put it all over. Screw it. And yeah, I'm using the starter brush. Yeah, look, it's the starter brush. Yeah, and look, it's actually got a point. I know, it's amazing. Absolutely super rare thing. So make the most of that while I got it. Maybe I should have put some medium in this just to thin it out a little bit, but screw it. I don't care anymore. Just want to get the horrible white painted. There we go. Maybe I put too much. Who knows? I know actually, but it's okay. Right. And then let's get those robes. Make sure there's no tide marks with that. Last thing we want. There we go. Lovely. Just get under there. I know no one will see it, but I will know. That's half the battle. It's the knowing. It's the knowing. Just got no self-control when it comes to shading. Worst. I'm the worst at shading, but I do not care. I'll shade anyway, anyhow, anywhere. I will shade in my underwear, cause that's the way. I just don't care. Shade, shade, the silly way. Gonna shade all night and day. Shade, shade, that's how I go. Going to finish it, yo ho. You lasted twice as long as me. Alright. Okay, so while that is drying, I can now get on with the scroll work. So, you do Rakar Flesh, and then from Rakar Flesh, you migrate to it's not that, it's here. Do I want to do Shafty Bone and Screaming Skull? Or do I want to go Bladed One Flesh and Pallid Witch Flesh? It's all about the warmer or colder tones, really, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, they're so similar, but they're not at the same time, you know. I think Screaming Skull and the Shafty is a bit more yellow, whereas Flayed One and Pallid Witch Flesh has got that little bit of red in there. So, oh. that or that? That is the debate, isn't it? What shall we do, drunken sailor? What do you do, drunken sailor? I can't pick a freaking paint early in the evening. What do you guys think? I mean, look, it looks so similar, but once you get it out of the pot, you'll notice this one is a bit more reddish tinged, and this one is a bit more yellow tinged. You know what? I think I'll do this one for the chest, and this one for the other thing. Let's do it for the scroll work. Alright. Yeah, Shapti first. A sheepity beast. Woo! They've been used in a long time. There we go. Oh yeah, nice and thick, just how I like it. Right. And I'm not supposed to use my nice brushes to mix thin. Blah 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 blah. I don't care. I don't care. I'll do it anyway. Alright. What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? I really don't know the words to that either. But one of my favourite parts of what was it? Assassin's Creed Black Flag. When you were sailing around, oh man, that was awesome. And just like taking out cargo ships and stuff and other pirates, and you get your sailors to sing sea shanties. You could unlock them. That was awesome. That really was. And they kept it for the whole boat thing. They kept that for the other one, didn't they? And they got rid of it. Which one came first? Was it the Native American one, or was it the Black Flag one? I can't remember. It was a long time ago. Ah, and I just buggered this up. Ah well, it's fine. It's only on the internet forever. Put in the scuppers. With a hose pipe on him. Dorsey and Valhalla. I'm sure you're missing some words out there, mate. Alright, Screaming Skull. It's like almost no difference between these colours. And yeah, I could have done this skull gold, but you know what? I want it to be different. Black Flag, then Rogue, then Unity. Rogue wasn't a full one though, was it? Rogue was on the PSP, wasn't it? The PlayStation Portable. It wasn't a full launch game, was it? Your native one, that's why it's see-through. Oh, okay. We used to sing it at school. Ah. Put him in the bread bin with a toadstool on him. Wow. Get out of here. Get up. Get up. Alright, of course you gotta have White Sky with the final highlight, haven't you? Alright. Let's default to a fave. Metal. You can't kill the metal. The metal live on. Punk rock tried to kill the metal, but it failed as the metal struck it to the ground. Full lunch was stopgap between Black Flag and Unity. Okay. I never got to fully complete Black Flag. I got close to it, and then I played a bit of Unity, and then that was it. Just didn't have time to play anymore after that because, you know, the first kid came along, and I was already like a couple of years behind on those games anyway. There we go. I enjoyed the Assassin's Creed games. Like after the initial Doomsday story arc finished, it did seem like a bit of an anticlimax. And then like the series was carrying on with like another person, which was a bit weird, but at the same time it was fun experiencing different time periods. There we go. That looks good enough, doesn't it? That'll do. AC London, what was that? Just yeah, I didn't even play that one. I think it was a case of did I buy some Warhammer stuff, or did I buy a game that I wasn't gonna have time to play? No, I went, I'll spend the money on hobby stuff that I don't have time to do. As you do. Alright, now to do scroll work. Alright, so got Flavor by Flesh now. Got the new one, Valhalla, full of bugs, couldn't process progress story because of them. Was stuck for a week because a door wouldn't open. I'd already been there. Before the story mission. Oh, okay. That sucks. Yeah, it does. You know what? There's a lot of pressure with newer games to come out by a specific release date, right? Which is cool, you know. You've got to have a deadline for games, otherwise they'll never be launched. But because games are a lot bigger, they're a lot more complicated to code and everything. Even when you're using pre-existing models and stuff and just updating them or changing the skins on them and stuff, it takes a lot of time, a lot of power, like, you know, manpower to do. And they're just rushing them out just to get them out on time rather than when they're finished. So yeah, you get a lot of bugs and stuff like that, and there's a lot because the hardware that you're using as well constantly has updates itself through the software and stuff. The game has to be able to manage all of that, all those variables as well as the variables of the gameplay itself. It's a very tricky thing, game developers, to get right, and I don't envy them much for that. It's a real high stress environment to be in. I don't know how they do it. AC and Ubisoft games are always rushed. Yeah. I think people are starting to realise now they need to sort of drop off the pressure on game developers a bit, though, about, you know, like deadlines and stuff, because like most games nowadays, like you're looking at AAA games, yeah, like the big labels, they come out buggy as hell, and it takes a few patches before they sort of settle down, you know. Yeah. Okay. There's not any other scroll work on this thing, is there? No. You can attest to that. Are you in the industry, Mr. Painting Wookie? Or are you just an avid console or PC gamer? Okay, not final highlight, second for a final highlight. The Pallid Witch Flesh. Song always cracks me up. Like, it's a pretty dope riff, right? But the lyrics are so flaky. I suppose that's the point, really, isn't it? Cool. We are about off to cutting down a Christmas tree. Oh, get out of it. Get out. Yeah, Banhammer, definitely. Software developer, always having to rush releases with little to no testing. Oh man, you have my full sympathies, mate. You have my full sympathies. And Russ, feel free to unsubscribe right now and yeah, fuck off. Cutting down a tree now! Get out of it. Get out of it. Okay, again, final highlight. Get that white scar out. Seriously, white scar is the only white they got right. Because it doesn't clump out, you know, like the ceramite white, or the white scar. No, it's not white scar anymore, is it? Corax white, as it is now known as. Because it's so thick, it easily clumps, doesn't it? Which is its pitfall, essentially. Because it's base paint, it's supposed to be thicker, but it's too thick. You can't rely on it to not dry out. Which is what they've all been doing, they've just been clumping up and drying out. Which is sad, very sad. Sad. There we go. Nice. I'm happy with that. Totally forgot about this bit back here though, but cheatsies. Oh. There's a... Thought he was clearing his throat. It was something like that, wasn't it? Alright, okay, so that's the scrolls down. You know what? I'm going to be brave, and I'm actually going to while we've got a bit of time, let's do the scroll work, yeah? First, I need... Where's the red? Mephiston red! No, not Mephiston red. No. I'll go corn red. Need that slightly visceral sort of colour. Okay. Right there. Alright. Gotta do some chicken scratch. Smallest brush, yeah. Chicken scratch, early in the morning. Oh. Back dog needed to drop off. Oh, okay. Disgusting. You're disgusting me. I'm just doing some chicken scratch. Video for the moment. Little cross at the bottom there. There we go. Chicken scratch. Right, so that's in red. I think it stand out a bit more for him, and then regular stuff. Along the bottom there. Like that. Easy peasy. Right. Now what am I going to put on the shin here? That's what we need to know. What can I fit on there? It's quite short. I wonder. So I guess this is where wet palette comes in handy. Right, can I get... I can get it in there. So roughly got the word repent in there. Now I need to just tidy that up a bit. I butchered it so bad. It's okay, I can fix it. I can fix it. So this is how it looks like when it's butchered. Ham-fisted the hell out of that. Luckily though, I had it wood right down, so it's not going to leave any bumps, and it should cover up after another layer. It's such a tricky angle though. Alright, just let that settle down for a bit, so we can go back to the white now. So if I did Corax white, you just go straight into white sky, don't you? Now you go back with the Corax white because I shaded it heavy with the Apothecary grey. Go back there. Get those flatter areas again. And the key is to keep it thin. So if you keep it thin, then it sort of blends a bit. So that's the idea. And that white in so it doesn't stand out so much. Like that, a little bit there. Right, I think we're getting this down now. Straight down from there. Those recesses, beautiful. Yeah. Nice. You have a good night, mate. Cheers so much for being in. Gonna end the show soon anyway. Take 69 scroll is now 6mm thick. Oh. I'm going to assume though that by you shouting finally done, that means you finally finished all of the Night Haunt from the Mortal Realms magazine. In which case, congratulations, dude. It's more than what most of us have done. It's more than what most of us will ever bloody do. As you've noticed, this hobby is a hobby of hoarding. Fueled by that, oh, maybe I'll do this one day, or that could look really good. That sort of thinking, that way of putting a bit of logic towards our spending habits. Not every figure though, just the first 10 that came in issue 1. Ah! I'm now fighting some hardcore sleep. Whoa! Oh, nice one, man. Congrats. Right. I'm just going to finish up putting down this white. And then I think I'm going to call it. After all, it is a school night and all that. But yeah, I'm hoping we get those issues in this week. Otherwise, I'm going to be well behind with it all. Not that I'm at, you know, exactly excelling at getting everything done in time, but should have left that. Pause. Never mind. It'll be reshaded. A little bit of pin wash. I mean, for a second layer of that on there. That's a nice transition actually. Putting the Corax white on top. Beautiful. Cool. Alright. And then I'll highlight that with white scar. Job done. Cool. Right. Just made a strip of heat sinks to turn the Mark IV backpack into a Mark VI version. Dude, you do too much. Been up since 4:30 in the morning and not been asleep. I have work tomorrow. You're gonna be. You'll be fine. Don't worry. You got yours today. Let me know if you need help for photos for playthrough. Nah, like I said, I'm waiting for issue 8 because I already did the playthrough for 7 because I had aggressors already. But I want to wait for issue 8 because to get that nice Overlord, and of course I want to use that Overlord because I got Overlords. I can proxy a few, but I'd much rather use that one because that's one I don't have in my collection. So, yeah, much swearing was involved. I can imagine. Russ got a box of Imperium delivered today, and after what you said, just check mine, and issues 9 and 10 are the same. Oh, sweet. That means you got spares to litter the bases of your Space Marines, or just spares to fill out your ranks, like make that unit of 3 that you got into a unit of 5 and then add it on, you know. Sweet, job done. Lovely. Love the positivity. Yeah, you'll be alright, man. Just have some coffee or some strong tea. Some green tea is quite good for you. If GW just bloody sold more Mark 6 bits in plastic, you wouldn't need to. Ah, that's fair. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Hopefully this time next week, we will have playthrough for issue 8. Also, I've got a really cool guest lined up this Friday as well, so don't miss it, 9 PM. It's been a little while since I've had a guest, but it's just because I'm not asking people, not because people don't want to come on. So there's that. And yeah, I'm just going to be focusing on getting all these bits done. I have got a video live tomorrow as well. So like I said, those who have signed up to the Buy Me a Coffee thing or have done donations for the sponsor an issue sort of thing, they've got an early access to it, which is cool. It's one of the many perks that are available. I am working on the Discord server. I've just got a few more bits and pieces to add to it as well. So again, if you join the Buy Me a Coffee membership, you get early access to that before it goes to the general public, and there'll be a few little perks for you to access as well on that. And yeah, if you just want to sponsor an issue, like I said, you can just make a donation straight through it. Just let me know that, yeah, in the notes say it's for the Imperium magazines, and that'll be it. If you want to sponsor the channel in other ways, you can use the affiliate links by, you know, hitting the Forbidden Planet link and pre-ordering your issues, or getting your hobby supplies from Element Games. Just make sure you use the code so that you get yourself those bonus loyalty points, because that is essentially money back in your pocket. And you know, it's all a little kickback for the channel, so it all goes towards helping the channel out. And yeah, it really does help. It really does help the channel. And as for those who don't have the money to do so, that's fine. Just subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting does plenty to help the channel as well. And yeah, let's welcome more people into our little hobby corner, shall we? And make this community just better and bigger. Anyways, once again, I want to say big love to you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and yeah, don't miss next Friday. Peace.